Good morning, everyone. Today, to defend the United States Constitution, to defend democracy in America, and to defend what it means to be an American citizen. We are thrilled that the court saw the seriousness and the urgency of the complaints and requests for a temporary restraining order brought by the state of Washington, Oregon, Arizona, and Illinois, and are thrilled that the judge issued a temporary restraining order directing the United States government, the unconstitutional and un-American executive order attempting to eliminate birthright citizenship in America. This is step one, but to hear the judge from the bench say that in his 40 years as a judge, he has never seen something so blatantly unconstitutional sets the tone for the seriousness of this effort. I want to thank all of the men and women who put in hard work over the past year to prepare for something like this and who successfully argued the case today. We have an incredible team of men and women in the Attorney General's office in the state of Washington and working collaboratively with our colleagues across the country.
They've been preparing for Donald Trump to do this for a year, is what he's saying, and that they already had this stuff ready to go, already typed up, so that they could get this restraining order out for these states. That's kind of crazy.
We'll take your questions.
Nick, you heard the argument that you didn't need to do this right now, that this wasn't even going into effect until next month. Why did you need the TRO today before the order actually went into effect?
Well, first and foremost, the judge obviously disagreed with that argument, setting the tone for the urgency. And as our team laid out in court, this order effectively forces states to prepare for the effective date of that order, has an impact now, and more importantly, created a cloud of uncertainty for children being born here and in Seattle, all across Washington, and all across the country. And so the urgency by which we moved was effective and appropriate and supported by the court.
Mr. Attorney General, what difference would it make if the substance of the order were passed by Congress and signed into law by the president?
Well, in order to amend the United States Constitution, there's a pretty well laid out process to do that. And I think what the order today reinforces is that no one individual, not even the President of the United States, can simply erase that amended the United States Constitution. They could certainly take that action. But I also think it's important to remind everyone that this amendment to our Constitution was put into effect in the wake of the most infamous United States Supreme Court decision in American history, the Dred Scott decision. It was put into effect to reaffirm what it means to be an American. And so that's why this case was so important, and that's why we had to act now.
Is this a nationwide order that you saw and was granted?
This is a nationwide order. It essentially directs the United States government to take no further action in implementing the president's unconstitutional order.
How old is this? You heard the judge there acknowledge that this is likely going to SCOTUS. Are you confident in your argument to pull that court as well?
Well, we'll take one step at a time. But I see no reason why a court of appeals or even the United States Supreme Court would reach a different decision that was reached today.
The Dred Scott decision, how old of a decision is that?
The Dred Scott decision was from, 1857. There we go.
What's the next step now?
Well, as we laid out today, so we moved for a temporary restraining order. The next step will be a preliminary injunction, which will allow for more thorough briefing. The TRO that was issued today has a 14-day effective date. So for 14 days, the United States government can take no further action implementing or enforcing this order. But we will be back in court, as will many other people across the country.
Attorney General, can you talk about, because this order would expire before according to the government, before the executive order would actually take effect, why was this needed now? What are the immediate harms that are happening today?
Well, there are two principally for the states. I mean, the states would have to start working on the potential impact of that effect to prepare for all of the changes that would happen to state government to recreate and re-implement these systems that are having dire financial and administrative impact on the state's citizens. And babies are being born today, tomorrow, every day, all across this country. And so we had to act now to provide back to the status quo, back what has been the law of the land for generations, that you are an American citizen if you were born on American soil, period. Nothing that the president can do would change that.
Now, I want to show you guys this real quick because this is going to help you understand who's going to be affected by this, okay? It says Trump told federal departments to deny the right known as birthright citizenship from children born to mothers and fathers in the country unlawfully. Under his order, it would also deny citizenship to children born to parents in the U.S. on work or study visas, tourism visas, or when neither parent is a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. So essentially, no one who comes to America, regardless of the reason, if they have a child in America, that child is not going to be a citizen of America simply because they were born here. If the parents do not have a permanent residency or if they don't have their ability, or if they're not U.S. citizens. Okay, look, check this out real quick. It says, if allowed to stand, the order would block citizenship for all children born after February 19th of 2025 who don't have at least one U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident parent, okay? So anyone who was already born anyone that was already born on U.S. soil prior to February 19, 2025 would be a U.S. citizen. It would take effect after after February 19th, when this new law gets enacted. It would take effect.
This next order relates to the definition of birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States.
Yeah, that's a good one. Birthright. That's a big one.
What about that one? That one is likely to be valid.
Could be. We think we have good grounds, but you could be right. I mean, you'll find out. It's ridiculous. We're the only country in the world that does this with birthright, as you know. And it's just absolutely ridiculous. But, we'll see. We think we have very good grounds.
Sir,
people have wanted to do this for decades.
Okay, so he said that we are the only country in the world that gives birthright citizenship to children that are born on our soil whose parents are not citizens of our country. He said we're the only country in the world. So we have to ask ourselves, is this egregious? Is this something that is immoral when we are the only country that does it? Now, I'll say this. I think that there needs to be some specifications when it comes to this law, such as people that are on our soil for maybe like studies, or maybe they came here for science, or maybe if they came here for a job as like something where maybe we want them here, and it wasn't like seeking asylum or sneaking into the country or anything of that nature. I believe that they should have some type of citizenship with their children being born here. This is one of those tricky situations. It's one of those situations where, there's a lot of gray area, because I think completely taking everyone and putting them into this bundle of, no matter why you're here, if you have a child here, your child is not a citizen. I think that may be slightly abused in a way. I don't know. But this is crazy, though. This judge first of all, the judge put a restraining order out on the president. 2, the Supreme Court judge is trying to block this executive order from going into place because it is unconstitutional. And that's why Trump is trying to amend the Constitution to make this constitutional. This is crazy, man. This is wild. This is wild. And I know that this may be harsh to hear for someone whose parents are not U.S. citizens. And so I don't want to just throw that out the window and act like there's people out there there's no one out there that's not going to be affected. People are going to be affected, especially people that, have children here after February 19th, because there's going to be still people here that are not U.S. citizens yet, but they still work here. Like, Trump's not going to just take everybody and kick them out, right? It's only going to be certain people, criminals, people with, history of doing certain things, and, potential gang members, whatever the case may be. But the people that are going to still be here that don't have citizenship, which he said that he plans to give them fingerprints. If they don't have citizenship and they have a child, the child is not going to be a U.S. citizen. And so that, it's a tricky situation, man. This is crazy, though. This is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I got to know what y'all think about this. I want to know what y'all think. All right. Is this lawful for Donald Trump to do this? Or do you think it's unlawful? Okay. Look, we are all, here together. And so it's okay to have a difference of opinions and thoughts. And this is a touchy subject. So, respectfully, we want to be able to have these conversations and try to get to the bottom of this together. Look, let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section. All right. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and hit the post notification bell so you do not miss another video. Okay. I post a lot of Christian content, things that are aligned with the faith. Okay. My videos. So if that is something that you enjoy, I would consider subscribing. All right. My name's Aaron Page. I'll catch y'all on the next video. Until next time, I'm out.